Welcome back. Yes, we are back again. Let me get mic closer. I'm not using this mic being this. I'm using the mic being way up here, so I got to figure this out. We're talking about the Game of Thrones, the House of Dragons. We're about to get into it. Okay. Now you know I'm horrible with these names, so please forgive me. But one of the first things that we see in the House of Dragons, second episode, we start out with the grossness of the crab feeding, which is nasty. Sailor being eaten alive by the red crabs. Then we see the wrecked, burning ships. Seems like Lord Corlys, we see the ones that are burned up, his banners are up there. So, of course, we see him jumping in and going off, coming to the small council meeting, going off as usual. I don't like him. Let's just go ahead and start there. Otto Hightower, the king's hand. Of course, he's like, look, stop your whining. We cannot just wage war with the free cities. Of course, he's really pissed off. What reason does the crab feeder have to fear us? Corley asks a small counselor. The king's own brother has been allowed to take over Dragstone and do with his army with the gold cloaks and everything. Daemon has squatted there for over a half of year without even a protest from the crown. I knew he had some up his sleeve though. So King, he just says, look, he's doing something about it. He sent somebody to negotiate. Princess Rain, oh my God, I say her name so badly. Is it Rhaenyra? Arena. I'll just say Raina. She asked Viserys, why don't you just send her on Dragon to solve the problem? Of course, the small counselor looking like, oh my God, a woman? Why don't you go and choose a knight to fill the post of the king's guard? This is the group that protects the monarchy, right? She makes her choice very quickly. So we see the knights, offering up the services to the crown. The queen to be doesn't like really anybody except for one, Sir Christian Cole, who we saw defeat Daemon in combat in the episode 1, which maybe that was everything. And she was liking him then. I'm gonna say that now. Yes, she was. Even though Otto did not like who Rhaenyra chose Christian Cole to do it, she says he's the only knight among them that has actual combat experience. So let's talk about how the queen, who did lose her life in episode 1 with the C-section, which was awful to watch. 6 months. Now, you know in the Bible that say your spouse dies, you're able to get married the next day. But we live in this world, so different world, different time, different changes, right? It's been 6 months since she passed, and now it's time. I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm trying to just recap Mama's. All right. Uh, he has to think about a wife and getting married again. Lord Coley and his wife, the queen that never was. That name is so shady. Hating on this child because she does hate on Raina. She does. Proposed that King marries their daughter Lena. This girl is a child. The Valerians and the Targaryens are two surviving Valerian bloodlines. So good reason for them to join families to protect and unify front all that crap. She does not want her dad to get married. Of course, her mom just died 6 months ago. The small counselor, they are literally the next day going crazy trying to figure out who he's going to marry. And I'm like, his wife just died. Now, also, Allison is still going to visit him to give him company, allegedly. And Otto is the one to set that up as well. This is a little child, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Ooh. I have all these studio lights, and they make me super sweat. So, y'all forgive me on that. All right. It's gross that they want him to marry this young child, but whatever. I don't know. So he does make a point because he's talking to her about not talking to the wife, but the one who I want to see him get married. Alicent. He talks to her and says, "My own father does not know the language of girls." Alicent, as she's talking to Raina, "I wish to talk to him. I know that I must make the effort." So King isn't excited about remarrying. He's still, of course, mourning his wife, and he's worried about a second marriage is going to upset his daughter, which I understand that. She's 12 years old. I don't care what you guys say. That's just gross. Talking about she won't be able to bed him until she's 14. I'm like, what? Wow. The father talking to her on what to say. Lena stops and it would be a great honor to join our houses as they are in old Valeria. I would give you many children of pure Valerian blood, so we might straighten the royal line and realm. He said, "That what your father told you to say?" He said, "What'd your mother say?" "That I went to bed till I'm 14. Raina was watching Viserys and Raina stroll. As she walks away, of course, Princess Raina, Targaryen, Raina is the wife of Lord Coley and lost the council vote in episode 1. Of course, Raina wonders, does it bother her, the marriage? She wants to give her a reality check. Whether it's to my daughter or to someone else, your father will marry sooner than later. His new wife will produce new heirs, and the chances are better than not that one of those be male. And when that boy becomes of age and your father has passed, the men of the realm will expect him to be heir and not you, because that is the order of things." Raina says she'll become queen, and I'm going to make a new order. The men of the realm didn't reject the women. They rejected Raina, the queen that never was once. Ha! Men would sooner put the realm to a torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne. And your father is no fool. The dad, well, that is her dad, but the king is sick. If you remember when he was yelling at Daemon in the first episode, he cut his hand on a blade on the Iron Throne. Then all of a sudden we see 6 months later, his finger is like gray. So in order to save his finger, the masters, they've been using fire, putting his hand in maggots to try to save his finger. Remove the dead flesh, and hopefully he can stop it from rotting. The hand of King Otto, King Viserys, bring up the proposed marriage between himself and Lena. Hightower is not happy. Daemon, of course, is still causing all kind of problems. Taking Dragstone and named himself the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. He has discovered the dragon egg from King's Island. Pretty much Landing stole it. Pretty much. He now has a wife, a second wife, a lady of the night. And he says his wife is pregnant. The dragon egg is to lie in the cradle. Daemon claims to be married to the you know, and the king is invited. Damon saw the same egg that was in Baylor's cradle for the few hours the child was alive. Baylor is the baby boy that she gave birth to in episode 1. He says he'll take back the Dragonstone himself, but Otto says he'll go. Otto and Damon obviously can't stand each other. Okay? In the first episode, they got into it. So they meet on the bridge. Of course, they go back and forth. He called his wife not so pleasant words. Wife to be, calling Damon a disgrace to the family. They draw a sword, but before they can do anything, all of a sudden here comes Damon's dragon. Otto's men begin to retreat, but we hear another dragon. Rhaena, riding a dragon. She comes off like a straight queen. My father named me Princess of Dragonstone. That is my castle you're living in. I said, you better come through, girl. She said, you stealing the egg from her deceased baby brother's dragon egg. But Damon says that his child deserves to sleep with dragon egg too. Of course, his wife-to-be gets upset and runs away. Because, he was lying about them being married or being pregnant. She says, I'm right here, uncle. If you wish to be restored as heir, you need to kill me. So do it and be done with all this bother. He looks at her. Goes to the castle, but of course he tosses the egg over. The princess gives it to Otto and says, that's how it's done. It flies off the dragon. I said, look. You better work it. So the thing about it with Damon and the woman he wants to marry, her name is Massaria. She said, I've been sold as property more times than I care to count. She said, most of my years I've spent living in terror. I didn't come into your service wanting gold or power or station. I came to you to be liberated. He said, from what? She said, fear. So he didn't even know what she wanted. So King is still worried about this engagement to Lena and seeking, of course, counsel from Lord Lionel, Master of Laws. He says he felt that Lord Coley is envious. He's been envious ever since he had the crown and wonder if it's really wise to link them together. And then marrying a 12-year-old. But he encouraged him to see it that Viserys' obligation to the realm and Lord Coley's would not take it well if he didn't want to do it. It's a potential of some kind of war might be happening. He needs his ships to win it. So of course, all of a sudden, their meeting is stopped because they said Rhaena has returned from Dragonstone. King did not know that his daughter went there. He was pretty pissed. Went off on her. And they finally talk about everything. Your mother's absence is a wound that will never heal. Without her, the Red Keep has lost a warmth that I dare say will never recover. Viserys says, I wish I'd known better what to say to you. I struggle to realize my daughter had so quickly become a woman, grown. But I know she understands what is now expected of me. He says it's his duty to remarry, but that she is his only heir. She got to be careful because she could be killed. You are the king, and so your duty is to the realm. Mother would have understood just as I do. She's very, very mature. So now in the whole new small council meeting, he decided to get married. Of course, she's shocked. Otto is pleased. Lord Coley is pissed. Otto kind of looks at Lord Coley like, you've been outplayed. Like, he didn't say it, but it's in his face. Crowley storms out of the small council room, and so did Raina. Now, Hightower has had, Ellison keeping the king company. So Lord Crowley's, is sitting there talking to, I don't know who. We soon realize he's talking to Damon. I was like, oh, shit. Crowley complains, about the everything, being a crab feeder, trying to act like he's all cool with Damon. He goes, I will speak of my brother as I wish. You will not. So he feels like Lord Crowley believes that Damon is a solution to everything. Waiting in the stepstones is a chance for you to prove your worth to anyone who might yet doubt it. We are the realm's second sons, Damon. Our right is not given, it must be made. He doesn't care about Damon. He wants to use Damon for his own needs. I do believe that Alicent is going to be the next wife. She is in love with the king. You can see how hurt she was when he announced he was going to get married again. I don't know, guys. We'll see on the next episode. But that is all I got today. Until next time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to everything that is Cameshia Reviews. Bye.